2K Sports and the PGA Tour, proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group today.
Hi Luke, I'm very pleased to be covering this particular featured group because there's a fresh rivalry developing. I smell rivalry in the air. It's going to provide some great entertainment to both the spectators and us this week.
So it looks like they're trying to beat Colin Morikawa this week. That's ambitious. Seems like a friendly duel from the outside, but could create some extra sparks today.
I almost just have to laugh. Someone saying they're going to beat Colin Morikawa. Does that even happen these days? He's one of the most consistent players on tour. I don't know that he's beatable.
Well, he's been accused of having a balky putter occasionally, but you're right. Iron play as good as Tiger Woods in his prime. The short game's irresistible, but I think the most impressive thing about young Colin is his mindset. He's got a 40-year-old mind on a 20-year-old body. No wonder he's winning at a decent rate of knots. We'll take us through the approach shot. It's not easy to run the ball onto the green.
It's not. Your approach shot has to come in high and soft with a lot of spin, as there's just not much depth to this green. Not much movement either, fairly flat, although there is a ridge that bisects this green in two. You want to make sure that you're on the correct side of that ridge to have a good opportunity to make the putt.
Club up. I like this play.
Playing within their comfort zone there. Yeah, it's about 14 feet to the hole. It was on a good line. Putting for a par here. And that's an opening hole par for this player.
Very nice par indeed. Very solid hole play.
He finds himself currently tied for ninth. The second hole is a long par 3, old typical Redan style at 230 yards.
Yes, the green runs from right to left and chases away from the player on the tee. You can hit it short right and have it bounce on to the flag sticks that are on the right. However, when they're in the back left, you don't want to come up short and left in a low area. That'll leave a very difficult up and down.
Opting for the 3-wood. Oh, come on. Do you think they drew that up differently in their mind?
A bit too much club there.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. didn't that look good for a long time? And he needs this to save par. Yeah, you'll take that. So, no movement on the leaderboard there, remaining at even overall. Rich, the first exposure to the famous lake here at Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge is the third.
There's a lot of intimidating tee shots on this golf course, Luke. This could be number one. Water down the left-hand side, you obviously want no part of. But if you miss it right in the rough, that is very gnarly and nasty to come out of. The green works away from the player, moving from right to left. The miss is out to the right, but watch out. It's awfully quick coming down that green. Don't chip it or putt it in the water.
Few players in the history of the game have had a bigger impact so early in their career than Colin Morikawa, Rich. Some comparisons go as close to Tiger Woods.
As they should be currently right now with what he has done in the game so far in his young career. He's come out each and every week and put pressure on every single player because of his ball striking and because they know that there's no weaknesses in his game other than sometimes the putter. But when you hit it as good as he does, you're bound to make a putt now and again. And each and every week when he shows up, players on the driving range are looking at him going, okay, he's here. I got to have my A game.
Certainly feels like sky's the limit for Colin Morikawa.
2 major championships under his belt right now. Surely more in his future.
Well, there's the line, the greenside bunker. Can they get this one up and down? Okay, time to return to the action. What's in front of them, Henny?
He's 13 feet out. Unlucky for some. He's staring down a birdie putt here. Rolling end to end, this looking nice.
Well played. Currently 1 under for the day. The first of the par 5s, Rich, the 4th hole.
Yes, Luke, you got out of bounds on the right-hand side that shouldn't come into play for the players, but those bunkers down the left-hand side certainly will. If you get a good tee shot away and you find the fairway, the second shot uphill to this par 5, you can reach, but still lots of trouble lurking around this green.
Well, this should find the short grass. Rich, I love being back at Bay Hill every time because you get to honour the absolute legend of our game, the King, Arnold Palmer. There's just an air of something extra special this week, isn't there?
When you step on the property here at Bay Hill, you know you're in the presence of something special. Arnold Palmer's legacy was really built here, wasn't it? Granted, he absolutely brought everything he had to the PGA Tour, but when you come to Bay Hill and you have all the monuments, especially the statue right there to the right behind number 1 and number 10 tee boxes, you just get a chill down your spine like, man, this is some kind of awesome place. I cannot wait to tee it up here. And saying that, Mr. Palmer did not leave a golf course. That's very easy for these players. But listen, they come back here every year knowing that they need and they want to honor the gentleman who helped form the legacy of the PGA Tour, and that's why they're out here playing for all the money.
This putt coming up is for birdie. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. The 5th at Bay Hill is the shortest par 4 on the front 9, measuring just under 400 yards, Ridge. Placement off the tee, critical here.
It is. It plays straight downhill the entire way, so most players not taking driver out and challenging those bunkers, lay up short of those, and you'll have a short shot to a green that once again chases away from you at the back end of it.
That one was fired out of a cannon.
That's a heavy lie this player has drawn. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Ouch, that hurts. Big putt for par coming up. In she goes. Let's head to the next. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. Now we head to the famous par 5 6th. Rich, a lot of players are thinking birdie, maybe even eagle.
Out to the right, most definitely the widest part of the fairway, just left of the left-hand bunker out there. We'll leave a layup out to the right, and then you just have a short pitch on from there. This is a really solid birdie opportunity.
This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway. An outstanding performer with already 5 wins under their belt. And here we are with the third shot. 2 strokes off the lead. Oh, what a wonderful bunker shot. And this putt to move into second spot on the leaderboard, or at least a share of it. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Let's have a look at the 7th hole, a par 3.
Finally, you have a green that pitches back towards you ever so slightly, Luke, but still coming into it with a good 6-5 iron from 195 yards. It's still a difficult task to get it close.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. That was a beauty.
Looking for back-to-back birdies here, Luke.
Colin Morikawa setting up his shot. Okay, let's get back to the action. Right on 4 feet. Should make this one.
This for back-to-back birdies.
Oh, so close. An opportunity to make a par here. Well holed. Let's move on. And as we head to the next, it's Tiger on top of the leaderboard.
The par 4/8, Rich, challenging tee shot and approach.
Love this tee shot here, Luke. The fairway camber's pretty good from right to left, kicking the golf ball towards that bunker. So make sure to take one less club off this tee. From there, you make sure that you take enough club for your second shot to carry the front edge. If not, that golf ball will come falling back off the green into the drink.
And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Setting up here from about 155.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. This should play.
Great ball striking. It's a thing of beauty.
Dare I say, Luke, this player has been in fuego with his approach shots. Another green in regulation.
This one's for birdie. Ooh. In the end, that will be a disappointing par after such a great approach shot.
And being a couple off the lead, they can't afford to miss those birdie opportunities.
He currently sits in third position. Let's take a look at the final hole on the front nine, the 9th, and what a tough tee shot it is.
It is it ever. Players want to avoid the bunker down the left-hand side, so inevitably they push it out to the right-hand side, into the rough, into the trees. Now they've got really very little chance of reaching the green in two. So this is probably the most difficult tee shot on this front nine, and one they have to find the fairway with.
You like that, didn't you? Second shot here on the 9th hole. Opting for the 6-iron. Oh, lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the 9th. There's part of about 6 feet coming up. Not a bad line, this. And that's their 4th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 4 under. Now over to Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Getting ready to play their 3rd. Oh, great shot. Holes out for a birdie. And that'll be a big boost to his standings on the leaderboard. So, Rich, give us a halftime report.
Well, it's been great watching this player get the best of their rival, but still a long way to go until the end of this tournament. Let's see how it shakes out.
This shot coming from around the 150-yard marker.
Just one stroke back and right in it.
And choosing the 8-iron here.
They have absolutely flushed that one. Colin Morikawa, he was meant to be the original and best approach player, but I think we have a new sheriff in town.
A chance to move to 5 under par.
Looking for another birdie here.
This one's tracking.
Ooh, a couple of birdies on the bounce. Look who's on a roll.
Kinda like it. 2 in a row.
And now we have this player currently sharing top spot on the leaderboard with the legendary Tiger Woods.
The par 4 11th resembles the par 4 third, doesn't it? The big lake on the left-hand side.
It does. It just has a little more landing room here on the left-hand side, however. But if you lay back, be prepared to go in with a long iron. If you take the driver out and successful, you now turn this challenging hole into almost a birdie opportunity.
Pretty good shot there.
Well, Rich, here's one of our proven performers in the FedEx Cup points race. They've been there or thereabouts for most of the season, and they go into this tournament as one of the strong favourites. It hardly seems a surprise, doesn't it?
It's never a surprise when you speak this player's name. They've been so good all year long. They've got to be one of the favorites, not only for this tournament, but also for the season-long FedEx Cup.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it.
Always nice to have a birdie putt.
That's frustrating. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
This is what they have left for par here.
Good looking putt.
Yeah, nicely holed.
Currently at -5 now for the event. And the 12th hole, Rich, similar to the 4th hole. Arnold Palmer is really starting to mimic front and back nines.
He does. It's kind of the same thing. Out of bounds out to the right. You got to avoid both those bunkers there, both right and left. You find the fairway. Again, second shot slightly uphill to a green that sits above you. One of the big dangers here, though, is going long. That is a big no-no to miss it long on this 12th.
Second shot here on the 12th.
sitting at 5 under par in their round.
Currently tied for first place.
How close was that to going down? This one just outside 7 feet to the hole. Oh, just missed.
Just a short putt remaining here. Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Wow, what a save.
And this is why you've got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
Number 13, not a long hole by anyone's stretch, but the pond in front of the green really plays havoc.
It does, more so than it should. It's just a long iron or a hybrid off the tee. Find the fairway down the right-hand side, open up the angle for your second shot, and it's obvious you just don't want to miss your second shot right. So bail out to the left-hand side, make a par. Pretty simple.
Well played, mate.
Second shot here on the 13th.
Right into the water on that one.
Time now for the fourth shot. He shares top spot.
Great shot. Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole. And that's for a bogey.
The leaderboard has them sitting in second place behind Tiger Woods.
And another of the uphill par threes, the 14th, Rich.
This is such a difficult hole because this tee shot lines you up over on the left-hand side where you'll find those bunkers. But if you bail out to the right, well, now you're running into a low area that you have a pretty difficult chip shot to a green that historically is the firmest and fastest on this golf course.
Oh, this one should find the surface. Good shot, this. Not sure if that's what they're intending to do.
What's a strange miss there. Look, they've been hitting the greens all day long.
That's on the green, but still a fair way away from the flag. And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Just got to trickle this one in the front door. It's downhill.
Go on, get in the hole. And in she goes. That's a good save.
Good par save there from the greenside bunker. Job well done.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks.
And all of them are chasing Tiger once again as we move to the next.
As we get into the closing stretch here at Bay Hill, the 15th, the par 4.
Strong par 4 here, dog legs from left to right. Don't miss it out to the right in that bunker. Not only are you hitting your second shot out of the trap, but also you've got some magnolia trees to deal with. This is a very difficult fairway to find because that fairway does chase away from you just over that bunker. This is a very strong par 4.
That's a good-looking shot there.
Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Yeah, he's about 155 from this whole location.
That's a great shot here at the 15th and sets up a look for birdie.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
That was a gallant attempt. And this putt to move into a share of first.
Wants to make it with just 3 holes remaining.
And stepping up the standings after that effort. Well, one of the great parts of the finish here of Bay Hill's Club and Lodge, Rich, is the fluctuations in scoring, and it all starts here at the par 5 16th.
Luke, you got to take advantage of this par 5. It's just over 500 yards. Find the fairway. Don't flirt with either of those bunkers out there. Second shot should be with a middle to long iron to a green that's surrounded by water on the left and bunkers on the right. But still, it's a great opportunity to make 4 or better.
And that shot back in the fairway. Now 4 under par.
Currently tied atop the leaderboard.
Setting up from the first cut here in the green. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Well, a lovely opportunity to save par here. Okay, steady now. Just 3 feet to the cup.
right by the hole. A double bogey putt in front of them.
A little slide happening here on the leaderboard. See if he can bounce back. The par 3 17th, Rich, has got a wonderful atmosphere around it. Looks visually quite stunning, but my word, it's a brute.
This hole causes more stress for the players, I think, than any other hole on the golf course, with possibly the exception of number 3. This green is nearly impossible to find as it is so firm historically through the years. You find the green, you make your 3, and you're smiling earlobe to earlobe.
Looks like they've got the 5-wood. Let's finish with a flurry. It'd be nice to make a move up the leaderboard. Oh, I like that. Opting for a bit of shape with the ball flight. Yep, that one's on the dance floor. You can 2-putt that for sure. Now over to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Has to putt this one downhill.
Just didn't drop. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. Putting for a par now. Okay, let's head to the next. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Rich, as we head to the finishing hole here at Bay Hill, a famous finishing hole, so much drama over the years, predominantly by the great Tiger Woods. But most of the drama starts off the tee.
It does. This is actually a semi-blind tee shot. There's a mound down the right-hand side of the fairway where you can't see the golf balls land, so players won't know whether they found the fairway or missed it right or even out on the left-hand side. Most iconic moments in all of golf, in my mind's eye, Robert Gomez holding his second shot here back in 1990 to claim the title.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. Oh, well played. And this putt for a final score of 69. Not sure if they understood the lie of the land there, Rich. Just a 4-footer remaining. And that brings to an end his event. Well, Rich, we had high expectations for this player early, but sadly, no win in the end.
No, they just couldn't quite get their game going in the final round. Unfortunately, comes up a little bit short. But what can I say? Another solid performance.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.
2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Players' Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing these two go at it again. It was a great rivalry first time round, and now, more so than ever, they're going to want to beat each other.
Rich, how do you see this one playing out?
It was Brooke who won their most recent encounter, so let's expect some fireworks this week, Luke.
Yes, she's a born winner, isn't she, Brooke Henderson? This is going to be a tough rivalry, but one, if you can win, will certainly build your confidence. Playing this one about 130 yards out.
The breeze is moving left to right up there.
Chosen the pitching wedge here. This one is right down the pipe.
Really controlled the flight there nicely with that wind.
A birdie putt awaits.
Looking good so far.
A well hold, he'll take the birdie.
And that should calm whatever nerves this player has. Nice opening hole.
He finds himself in a share of fourth. The first of our birdie opportunities comes at the second, par 5.
Driver not necessarily required here because you have to shape your tee shot from right to left, and if you're a right-handed golfer, that's not the easiest thing to do. So lefties have a better opportunity, I think, of finding this fairway than most with driver from over a long bunker to a green that's very narrow, dotted by pot bunkers. Truly is one of the coolest par 5s on this layout.
Going for this green in two, Rich. It's an exciting but daunting task.
The green is minuscule from back in the fairway. You know that you have a little bit room over to the left, but you're going to fall off into a low area. And if you miss it out to the right, you're going to find a very deep bunker on the right-hand side of the green. There's really no great miss around here, but if you're going to go for it, you have to know that your short game is going to bail you out no matter where you miss it.
That's inside the house of opportunity. 12 feet to the cup coming up.
Putting for eagle. That always sounds good.
Wow, almost an eagle. Always nice when you can just go ahead and tap one in for birdie. Currently a couple under for the event. Let's take a look at the par 3 third. Straight away mid-iron to short iron shot.
Such a cool little par 3. Love this green. There's a low section in the front and a high section in the back. And anytime they put the pin all the way in the back section of this green, well, I tell you what, good luck on you. If you miss this green long and or left, that bunker sits some 5 feet below the surface of the green.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron. That was wonderfully done.
Why don't we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
1 stroke behind her rival this week.
A chance for a birdie if this goes down.
Come on, ball. Don't deny him.
Fair effort. An opportunity to make their par. He currently shares 4th position. Well, the 4th is another great example that it doesn't need to be a long par 4 to be a testing one. This 4th can be menacing, can't it?
Just a small little twisty par 4. Just going to take out a fairway wood, find the fairway, and from there you're going to have a small second shot, probably a wedge. 3 distinct sections to this green, the front, the right, and the back left, and all of them have their difficulties when hitting your approach shot into them. However, in my mind's eye, if you find the fairway, you should have a decent look for birdie.
Awesome stuff.
A couple under at this stage, tied for 4th. This one's headed right, Rich. Oh, tidy looking shot that. And this putt is to move into a share for the lead. Oh, so close.
A par putt awaits.
That's a disappointing par in the end after such a terrific shot in.
And that would have tied the lead for this player. Disappointing to say the least.
Just one off the lead after that hole. All right, Rich, the par 4 fifth. Strong hole this one, isn't it?
Huge mounding down the left-hand side that you want to avoid at all costs. The bunker down the right-hand side, to be fair, is not that bad, but a little further right of that, though, that's the water. You want no part of it. Second shot is downhill to a green. To be fair, that's mostly flat, runs from back left to front right, but one of the more benign greens on this layout.
Oh, no, is that heading towards the bunker? And from the bunker here. Well, it was a solid shot out of the bunker and onto the surface. Good putters will make these right on 5 feet. It's on a good line. Yes, they've made it. And with that, they'll move to 3 under par. And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
She made bogey, gave one back on the last hole.
And he's down there. You got a read?
Yeah, they've left it in the perfect spot here, just below the hole. They can be aggressive up the hill.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard.
The tee shot at the par 4-6 has changed a lot now that that tree's been taken out of the way, Rich. But what do you think of this short par 4?
I missed the tree. I thought that was a really cool feature of this hole. You had to flight it underneath the tree back in the day to find the fairway. The bunker down the left-hand side has been expanded quite a bit as the lake on the left-hand side has been added as well. The front part of this green is protected by tall palm trees that will certainly make you think on your second shots. This is a wonderful little par 4.
Going with the pitching wedge here. Is that what they had in mind?
Wind is absolutely swirling in this part of the golf course.
And here we are with the third shot. He shares the lead. Oh, I thought that one was going in. Yeah, that's a touch of class. Terrific little chip.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Yeah, nothing to sweat over that one. Well hold. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. As we go from a wonderful little par 4, we go to a challenging, longer.
And as you can see, there's a long fairway bunker down the left-hand side that makes you believe there's more room left than you actually have. It's just not there. Players should be looking a little bit further right. If you find the fairway, your second shot should be straightforward. In fact, Luke, I made a 2 here one time, so that shows you how simple this hole can be.
Bit untidy, wasn't it? Henny, what does that lie look like?
Oh, this is sitting pretty. I might have to check to see if they teed this up. It's so nice.
Okay, so that's step 1, but now got to hold a mid-range putt. What do we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
She had a bad previous hole, came off with bogey.
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt. This one has eyes for the hole. Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. He's currently tied for first. The 8th hole, a long par 3 stretching 240 yards at its maximum. It's no sleeper, that's for sure.
I don't find anything sleepy about this hole. The front of this green is so narrow. There's no place to land it, especially when they put the flagstick there. This hole will grab your attention, as it should, because it's a long iron to a sliver of an opening. Even when they put the pin on the right-hand side, you want no part of it. The center of the green all day long here.
This would be a great up and down. If he makes this, he'll save his par.
Surely it's going to.
Yeah, nice to make a mid-range par putt. And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
Never seen a scorecard that doesn't look good with a 2 on it. It's time to check on the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. The final hole on the opening 9 at TPC Sawgrass Stadium course, Rich, is a clever 3-shotter.
Par 5, 583 yards from the back. Most players will play this as a 3-shotter. Just find the fairway out to the left, second shot out to the right, sets up a very simple 3rd shot to a very narrow green. Miss it right or left, good luck getting it up and down.
Not a bad line, this one. Time for the second shot here at the 9th.
That's not the one he wanted. Sitting at 4 under for the day in a share of... This putt to move into a tie for first. This one's dialed in. Always nice to hold those for a birdie. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. Tied at the top, Rich, with the back 9 here left today.
Well, this player's pretty much come out of nowhere, crept in the lead ever so quietly. I'm interested to see how they perform over those final 9 holes and see if they can keep it up for the rest of the tournament.
It's heading to the rough for mine. Let's see what happens here from the pine straw. Going with the 8-iron here. It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark.
Distance control not easy when you're coming out of the rough.
And here we are with their 4th. Currently tied for the lead. Well done. That takes the pressure off the putt. That's a chip to be proud of.
Great touch.
This one's for bogey. There it is. What do we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
Yeah, she's down, she's behind, her rivals scooting ahead. Let's see what happens.
And after that effort, this is how the field is shaping up. And now 4 under for the day. There's some birdie holes out on this course, and the 11th is certainly one of those, but there are some troublesome spots if you get out of play.
There definitely is trouble, but the thing I love about this hole the most, Luke, is that there's so many different ways to play it. Most players will take driver off the tee, but from there, now it's anybody's ball game. You don't have to go for the green on the second shot. You can lay it up over the left. You can lay it up over to the right. You can lay it up long left. There's so many different ways of attacking this hole. Each individual is going to do it differently. I love the second shot on this hole.
Not sure if this one will stay on the short grass. Getting ready to play their 3rd.
Wind's blowing right to left here, and they're going to go ahead and ride the one in here.
Opting for the 5-iron. Just off the fairway in the first cut. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Setting up this putt 28 feet from the cup.
Short game has been especially sharp today, Luke. Very impressive.
Ouch, that hurts. No, that's too bad. Yeah, it's just about 3 feet away.
This will be a good bogey.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Well, the tee shot is all that matters on the short par 4 12th. Most players can reach the green. It's just the decision whether the player goes for it or not.
They can, but they better be aware that there's a lot of danger up there. Water left obviously is no good, but even bailing out to the right in those dunes, in the mounds, and little pot bunkers on top of those mounds, well, forget about it. That's not a good space either, especially since the green does run pretty hard from right to left. If you want to take this hole on with driver and expecting to make 3, well, you need to realize that a 5 and a 6 could be easily made as well.
Choosing the 9-iron here. This one needs to kick left.
Yep, they Houdini'd that. That's brilliant.
20 feet to the cup. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Good chance this one, right on 6 feet. Good stroke. That's a good putt for par, you'll take it.
And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
She's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. Well, as you start to head for home here at TPC Sawgrass, you're blessed with this wonderful par 3 13th.
And this is a really cool par 3. You've got 3 distinct areas on the green, front right, all the way on the left-hand side, and the back right. Wherever they put the pin is going to dictate what shot shape you want to have into that green. I think it's a really cool design because it requires you to think about how you want the golf ball to land on the green and the way you want it to bounce. I think Pete Dye did a great job in designing this green.
Oh, stop it. What a shot. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Yeah, he's been prowling around this one. It's 11 foot out.
That's frustrating. This putt of about 7 feet to the hole. Oh, wonderful effort. Confirms the par.
Why don't we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
She's currently trailing her rival. Let's see what happens here.
And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard.
Colin Morikawa currently on top of things right now.
There's a few birdie opportunities out of the gate here on the second nine at TPC Sawgrass, but it really starts to toughen up down the stretch, starting here with a difficult par 4 14th.
Difficult tee shot on this, playing some 481 yards from the tip. You find the fairway, and you've got a decent chance of finding the green with your second shot. But if you're out of position anywhere on this hole, your number will go up exponentially.
From about 200 yards out.
Next shot, straight back into the teeth of the wind.
Well, at least it's on the green. That's the positive.
And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
Yeah, she's down, she's behind, her rivals scooting ahead. Let's see what happens.
And back to the play, shall we? Anything in 5 feet to be handy from here.
This is their look at birdie.
Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Yeah, he's staring down about 12 feet.
It's got a chance. And down she goes. Currently at 3 under for the event. The par 4 15th again requires another strong tee shot because there's some trees in the way, Rich.
Players do hit through a chute off this tee shot, which makes it a little bit simpler, I believe, for the players. Bunker down the right-hand side is no good because you'll have trees blocking you out with your second shot. If you miss it left into the pine straw, now you've got some trees blocking you out there, so finding the fairway is imperative. This green is no fun. You find the center of the green and you might be able to putt every single day, but in all reality, you have to find the correct section in order to give yourself the best look at making a putt.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
This whole location for him, well, it's about 185 yards out.
Going with the 5-iron here.
They've decided to club up.
That dog will hunt.
Well, good chance to take it even deeper here. This putt's for 4 under.
I can't believe this. Is this going to go in?
And gets that putt of distance to go.
Really going to have to dig deep here if they want to win this title.
As we look at the leaderboard, this player sits in second place behind Colin Morikawa.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
As we head to the 16th tee, the famous par 5 reached the start of the gauntlet.
Ideally, players want to take their tee shots from right to left. Start off that fairway bunker and move it left back in the fairway. Anything down the left-hand side can get caught up into those trees and really cause players issues with their layup. You find the fairway, now you have a massive decision to make. Go for it or bail out to the left, thinking that's the safe play. It really is not. You have to be brave and try and find this green with your second shot. If not, it could come up and bite you.
Why don't we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
She's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And back to the course with the live action. Sitting at -4. Currently tied for second. Nice recovery there.
Love watching this player around the greens.
Good look at birdie here.
I really hope this one drops for him.
And it certainly makes putting easier, doesn't it? And that will take him to 5 under.
Checking the standings now, and they're currently tied for first with multiple major champion Colin Morikawa.
All right, Rich, you've stood there, you've hit the shot. Take us through the par 3 17th.
When you play here in a practice round, it looks like you could just throw it on there. But when you're in a tournament round, it doesn't even look like it exists. The hole changes so much when the tournament starts. That's what I love about it. You just add 35,000 people who are having some fun and ready to heckle you if you knock it in the water. Good luck. Enjoy.
This one looks to be on a pretty good line.
He seems to have zero regard for the fact that he's playing against a multiple major champion here. Just firing off approach shots like that. Wow.
And that's 8 birdies today. And that will take him to 6 under.
Moving right along, they're currently tied for first in the standings, alongside Lexi Thompson.
Let's head to the finishing hole. This wonderful par 4 18th. Wonderful only if you're a spectator.
It's wonderful if you're not playing it for a lot of cash. It's just one of the most difficult, visually intimidating holes I think you'll ever face in your life. Somehow, try and hit it down the right-hand side of the fairway, keep it out of the rough, and from there, hit it out to the right-hand side of the green, somehow also keeping it out of the rough or that pot bunker short right. Listen, you'd be happy to make 5 here, that's for sure. 4s are magnificent. 3s are unicorns. They really don't happen that much. It is such a difficult, demanding finishing hole, probably one of the toughest in championship golf.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Any bounce to the left here would be helpful.
And with this putt, he will win the event.
Oh, Rich, there's an opportunity that slides by.
Look, now they have this ginormous putt to make if they want to stay in this and force a playoff.
Well, you can see the look of disappointment on his face. Oh, Rich, what could have been This player's going to miss out on a playoff by a single shot.
Luke, what a difficult situation is for this player. So close and yet wasn't able to get it done. That's going to leave a bad taste in this player's mouth.
And what an absolute shame that is, Rich. The win looked like it was in the bag too.
You got to wonder, what exactly were they thinking? Obviously, they weren't thinking about much of anything because it just kept getting worse and worse. The decisions just weren't there. It's hard not to blame the caddy on part of this.
On behalf of Rich Beam, Henny Kuyak, John McCarthy, I'm Luke Elvey saying so long from 2K Sports.